Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the RiRe Lucent Star Cushion Lip and Cheek. I'm not sure if I'm saying RiRe or RiRe. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one, but I did pick this up because the packaging is really cute and it's like a double duty product, so those are the kind of main pulls for me. I obviously love really beautiful packaging, and this has got like the liquid sand with stars in it and I just love that. But also when you pop it open, it does have a side for the cushion, so it's kind of hard to open. There's the cushion side there, and then on this side there is lip and cheek balms. This is the problem with these, they're really easy to pop out from the bottom, so when you're actually opening the top, it's actually quite hard to get the top to open without the whole bottom coming with it as well, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's not a huge deal. For this product, the product description says, dual type facial pack that brings out the vibrance of your lips and cheeks while keeping them moisturized and shiny all day long with cushion. So the packaging of this one, of course, I love it. It is pink with gold. It's got the liquid sand, which is glitter and stars, and I just think it's really cute. It is not the most functional in the terms that it is actually quite gigantic. Like, this is bigger than you think it is, probably. I thought it was going to be smaller for sure. But it does have a really big mirror on the inside, and it does come with a cushion as well as a balm that doubles as a lip product and a cheek product. So theoretically, like if I was to go on holiday, I could take this and like brow and mascara and probably be done. I got the pink and coral version, so there's number 21 and number 23. So I got the number 21, which was lighter. When I did look at the swatches, I looked at them and I was kind of like, the cushion is probably not going to be correct, and I was correct. The cushion is fairly orange and fairly dark. It doesn't look so bad on my skin that I cannot wear it, but it's definitely not something that I would pick if I wanted to look the correct colour. So I have swatches of it here with all of the rest of my foundations. I have 19 in this month's swatches, so it's a bit of a longer one. Okay, so here are the 19 foundation and cushion swatches I have for you today. I apologize, some of these ones are a little bit small because I didn't leave enough room. So of course we have NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia, which is my favourite colour and best fit. Then we have the Etude House Double Lasting Serum Foundation in the shade Y03 Ivory. And then a new one, which is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Foundation in the shade Pale. Then we have the Espoir Pro Tailor Foundation Be Glow in the shade Vanilla. A Holika Hardcover Glow Foundation in the shade Ivory. The Anna Sui Liquid Foundation in the shade 100 Alabaster. This one is the EX1 Invisiwear Foundation in the lighter shade, which is I think number 1. This is another new one, that is the 3W Clinic BB Cream Wrinkle Intensive. I think this one is in the lighter shade, if there are any shades. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Foundation in the shade 00 Alabaster. The Apu Triple Wear Foundation in the shade 1 Frozen. The Misha Radiance Foundation in the lighter shade, which I believe is called Ivory. This is the Apu BB Maker in the shade 211 Light Beige. The Clio Kill Cover Foundation, this is the Earwear Powder in shade number 2. This is the Peri Pera Ink Drop BB in the shade number 1, which I think is Ivory. The sad one is the Farmstay Full Moist Foundation in the lighter shade, which is number 13. Then we move on to the cushions, which are a little bit hard to see because I can't put quite as much product on. This is the Apu foundation. This one has the foxes on the front. I can't remember what they're called. And then that one has the corgis on the front. So there are the two shades there from Apu. Then we have the Lily by Red Esther Bunny Loves You cushion foundation in the lighter shade. And then the RiRe Star Lucent cushion foundation also in the lighter shade. So I'm going to be applying this cushion with a regular cushion puff. It does come with one, but mine is dirty at the moment. So all I'm going to do is press my puff into the cushion there. It doesn't actually pick up the most product, and it unfortunately doesn't feel like there's very much product in the cushion itself. Some cushions are just like really dry, and then some cushions are super saturated. I find that when the cushions are dry like this, I don't really get that many wears out of it, maybe like 8, which is a total waste of money, I think, especially for a compact this kind of size. If you're only getting, 8 uses out of the one cushion part itself, I mean, I wouldn't use up the other side of it in that amount of time. Not nearly. I probably wouldn't even use it up in my entire lifetime. but it is a little bit strange. I have to look into the replacement parts, so like how much does a refill of the cushion cost. So this is what the cushion looks like on one side of my face here in comparison to nothing. The colour is slightly off, so you can kind of see based on when if I make my like neck tendons poke out, that's the colour of my skin normally when it's not in the shadow of my face. And the rest of the foundation is more orange than I would like it to be. It's not the best colour. It is noticeable for me in comparison to the rest of my body. Luckily it's winter, so I can wear higher necked things and it's less noticeable, more easy to wear in public. And that is what the full face looks like with the Star Lucent cushion. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit closer detail. So this is what the skin looks like with just that layer of foundation. I don't feel like it's very buildable for me, so I can't get it past this light coverage. I can still see so many scars and a lot of redness on my skin. So there's the scars there and there. Even got little ones like this. This is a birthmark, so it won't be covered by anything, but you can see the surrounding area is still, there's very little coverage on it. Even like up here around my eyes as well. My forehead is okay because it doesn't have that many scars, but because of the dewy texture, you can really see like the unevenness on my skin, and my like little forehead wrinkles are more apparent on that side. This side doesn't really have such bad wrinkles, so you can't see them, but yeah, not super pleased with being able to see the tiny little wrinkles, but or the texture. I think the texture kind of bothers me more on my forehead here. That's like a, oh my gosh, you can't normally see this one, but this is a chickenpox scar. That's so funny. So I'm going to put some powder on this foundation so it doesn't feel so sticky, and I will check in with you guys throughout the day. So the cushion has been on for 6 hours now, and this is what it looks like. My skin is quite shiny, not to the point where it's oily, but it's certainly getting there, which is a shame because it is the middle of winter here. So I know it is going to be worse in summer, but it is perfectly tolerable for now. I don't see any patches that have worn off. The coverage was pretty sheer to start with, so I don't feel like it is any better or any worse than before. The colour is quite off. It's just a little bit hard to see unless I'm standing outside of like direct sunlight. So if I'm out by my closet, you can see that my neck is a lot more light and yellow and my face is a lot more orange. So this is what my skin looks like after 10 hours. It's pretty oily, but also on my cheeks I can see that there is a lot of patches where the foundation is not there anymore. I can see the scarring way more and a lot of the redness as well. It's not the best look. Okay, so I'm going to use the more orange colour of the two. I'm actually going to put it on my lips first to avoid getting foundation on my lips later, which would actually make the colour of the lip balm look a different colour, because funnily enough, when you mix yellow with things, it becomes a different colour. So this is what the colour looks like on my lips. You notice that I was able to talk pretty easily while applying this, because you really cannot be that precise unless you're actually going to be using a brush. I don't really have a lip brush, or I don't think I've ever used lip brushes in that sense, so it's a very imprecise method of application, but honestly I kind of like the look. It's kind of like that nice like watercolor. It's not super precise, no like crisp outline, but I think it looks really gorgeous. So this is what the colour looks like on the lips, and then I'm going to go straight in and do my cheeks as well. I'm just going to tap the product on really gently like this, and then I'm actually going to use a cushion puff to blend it out. I'm going to use a dirty one though. Use a dirty one. There we go. Not the one that I'm going to be reapplying the colour, the foundation with in between swatches, because otherwise it'll make everything look orange. So as quick as that, that is how it looks on my cheeks. It's a very subtle sort of watercolour effect, so you can't really see a huge amount, but I can see that it isn't blended in that well. It is a little bit, you have to be quite firm with it because it is like a balm consistency. It isn't the best thing on the cheeks, and it isn't the best thing on the lips as well, because it does make my lips feel really, really dry. But if you're going for something that's really, really ultra natural, I do think that this is really pretty. And even though that this is like the peachy kind of orange colour, I still think it looks beautiful. It's actually a coral colour. So this is what the coral looks like. So the pink is on this side, and I'm going to apply that first to the lips, which looks like that, which is a really pretty colour. And then I'm going to do a couple of dots like this. I'm going to pat this on using a cushion puff. I find that this is the best method of application because it is balm texture. It is really hard to blend out, so I have to be quite like rough with it, like I'm pressing pressing down and kind of pulling away to get the nice blend. So that is what it looks like though. I think that the colours are super pretty and they do look really nice and natural and fresh, but like you won't get a really crisp lip line with this, and the colour in comparison to what it is in the pot doesn't kind of show up as the same colour on the cheeks because it is a balm. It's not a bad thing, it's just something to think about. So this is pink colour. So overall for this cushion compact, I think that the idea is really, really good, but it does fall a little bit short for me in some aspects. So the first one is that the packaging is just huge. Because it has the liquid sand in the front, it has to have a bigger section at the top. I almost dropped it, so that you can have the room for the liquid sand. The mirror is a really great size, but I wish that they had almost made these two things smaller, or at least the lip and cheek thing smaller, because there is no way that I'm ever going to go through that much product, because not only are they that big that way, but it's quite, like, they're quite deep as well. So this one, ooh, this one, okay. These ones, the weird thing is that the caps are what's locked into place, not the actual products on the bottom, which is how I managed to pull that right off. It's okay, you can just stick it back in and just stick it down, it's fine. But also following up to that, the packaging is not the easiest to use, because whenever you pull the tops off, half the time you pull the bottom off as well, which is kind of annoying. Overall, it's not the end of the world, but if you're looking for something that's lightweight, portable and non-breakable, then it's not going to tick those boxes for you. The cushion itself, I didn't find the colour to be suitable for my skin in particular. It was a little bit too dark and a little bit too orange. There are only two colours in the shade range, and the darker colour looks darker and more orange, so I'm not likely to get the best cushion colour out of this product. I also found that the cushion was really, really dry, which means that I feel like there's not going to be that many uses out of it, which means that the value for money is not that great. The longevity wasn't that great either. I found that with the cushion, it just wore off so quickly and got quite oily looking. So even to touch my face, it felt oily, but it did look really, really bad. And I also found that the coverage kind of disappeared. I'm not sure if it's because it was actually fully wearing off, or if it just kind of started to get oily and started to move around, and therefore I could see lots of scars, but it wasn't great all around. The lip and cheek are not bad. I find that they're easy to apply to the cheeks and the colours are really pretty. However, for the lips, I don't find them moisturising at all. After about 30 minutes to an hour, my lips started to feel dry and crusty, and this is not really conducive for taking with you for touch-ups. Like, it's the size of some handbags, if you've got a really little handbag. So I can't recommend it for like touch-ups or anything like that, because that balm wears off so quickly. It's not really the best in that situation either. So although this is definitely not the product for me, there are things that I do like about it, mostly the packaging and the concept. There are just limitations to this sort of thing, being that most cushions are designed to be taken on the go for touch-ups, and this is just the most hefty thing of all existence, and that you can't really take, I mean, I don't have the space to take this with me to touch up for my lips alone. I could take out the lip part, but because the lid is attached to it, I can only take the part that has the balms in it, and that's not a good idea to stick that in your handbag. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!